What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and having a great day. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. We're going to be doing 5 reasons why I think the C6 ZR1 is still to this day the best Corvette ever made. Huge thank you to Jesus Montes over at Koons, Tysons, Chevy, Buick, GMC for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular ZR1 or any of the cool used car inventory that they have on their lot, I'll be sure to have Jesus's information in the description box down below. And don't sleep on their used car inventory. They've got Teslas, Camaros, Corvettes, trucks, pretty much anything that you guys would be interested in, they have on their lot. So like I said, his information will be in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. So starting off the list, we have timeless design, and keep in mind that none of these reasons are in any particular order. I was just standing on the outside of the vehicle and thought I might as well talk about the timeless design. So I love just the body lines, not only on the ZR1, but on the C6 generation Corvette as a whole. I just love these front headlights as well as the round circular taillights. I also am a fan of the C7's taillights, but I know like the older generation, for my uncle in particular, he has a C5 Corvette and he was waiting for the C7 Corvette to come out and he was going to get one, and then he saw what the taillights looked like and he was like, yeah, I'm not getting one of those. However, I still like the C7 taillights, but I think I like the C6 taillights just a little bit more. But one thing that has to do with the looks is, look what you can see right here. You have a see-through clamshell hood that shows you your LS9 supercharger top, which is really cool. I guess you could add this to the looks, would be the clamshell hood. I really like clamshell hood on Corvettes. I think it's really cool because pretty much every other car on the road opens up the opposite way of this. So this just makes it very, very special. This particular ZR1 has just over 38,000 miles, and you can just see how clean it is down in that engine bay. Those headers look brand new. The cover right here looks brand new. It's just an absolutely gorgeous engine bay, and this is not what you find in the C8s anymore. The C8s engines are in the back, and obviously the C6 and the C7 and every other Corvette's engines are in the front. I love the ZR1 fender vents right here. You got your ZR1 badge. I love these wheels. Usually I'm not a fan of chrome wheels, but they just fit the C6 ZR1. And then moving to the rear end, I love the center exit quad tip exhaust with just the classic circular taillights. Let's do a little view of down here, man. Just look how classic this thing looks, and I think this thing in 20 years will still look fantastic. It might look even better compared to, you know, who knows what the design language is going to be like in 20 to 30 years. So I guess this could bring me into my next point, which is point number 2, being price. And you could see this thing as an investment. So they only produced 4,695 units of the ZR1 between 2009 and 2013. This particular one is a 2009. And like I said, Chevy Corvette, they're never going to produce another Corvette like this. I know the C7 ZR1s and the C7 Z06s are a little bit different. They're better than this. Yes, they are better in a way, but I think this, with just the raw performance that this thing has, I love the looks. It's just, this is a timeless Corvette, not only on the exterior, but also when it comes to the performance. So my reason number 2 is the price. You can pick these things up between $70,000 to $90,000. I believe this one is selling just over $70,000 with 38,000 miles on it, and I think that is an absolute steal of a deal. If I had the money right now, this is the first car that I would go pick up for $70,000. This is one of my dream cars, and considering what you get for $70,000, there's not much else on the road that compares to something that has 638 horsepower, which I guess could lead me into my next point. But there is one more thing I wanted to do or mention about the price point, is that you can look at this thing as an investment. They're never making one of these things again. It's a front engine manual drive Corvette, raw power. Chevy, Ford, GM, whoever, they're never going to make a car like this again. So you could definitely look at this thing from an investment perspective. But like I said, we're talking about power, which leads me into my next point, and that is the beautiful LS9 power plant. Makes 638 horsepower and 604 pound-feet of torque for a 0 to 60 time in 3.3 seconds if you can put the power down, which, well, with these tires that are on it right now, which are Michelin's, you're not going to get that power to the ground. You're not going to get a 3.3 second 0 to 60 time. But I think that's what makes the C6 ZR1 fun, is that you really have to be a driver in order to get it to do what you want it to do. It's not just, you can't just have all the money in the world, get in this thing and rip it. You're going to slide right off the road. You have to have at least a little bit of skill to drive one of these things hard. Otherwise, like I said, this thing will kill you. I think this thing is a widowmaker, but I do want to pop that hood open one more time just to show you guys the LS9 power plant again. I don't think you guys are going to complain about popping the hood and taking a look under the hood again, because it's just absolutely gorgeous under there. And let's take a look at the LS9. The engine bay, even on the C7, looks a lot different than this. This reminds me a lot of, my uncle has a C5 Corvette. It is a base model, but just like the engine layout and the radiator right there, it just reminds me a lot of what you find on the C5. And I don't know, I think that's what I like about this, is that it's an ode to the older Corvettes. However, it's still a modern car. You know what I'm saying? It's a late model GM product, except it's got a lot of remnants of the older Corvettes, which I think adds to its charm. But I do want to start the vehicle for you guys, because if we're talking about the engine, you guys obviously want to hear what it sounds like. So let's step in. Got the key fob in my pocket. Put your foot on the clutch and fire it up. It's actually pretty tame from stock, so this is totally stock, and you can hear that it's honestly not too loud. Let's take a listen. Very, very quiet back here until you rev it. So we'll do a little rev here, give you guys a little bit of sound. Not much on the market that sounds better than that. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And I know the GoPro is not going to pick that sound up all that well, but just take it from me. That thing, it sounds so good. And with a Corsa exhaust, some headers, maybe a cam and stuff like that, perfection. Reason number 4, I'm not 100% sure which reason we are on. Let me see. I think we're on reason number 4. So stepping in, and I'm going to show you guys reason number 4 is that for 2009, this thing had magnetic ride control, and you have 2 different drive modes, or selective ride modes is what GM calls it. You have Tour and Sport. Sport, obviously, it's going to tighten up the suspension, it's going to firm the suspension, and it's going to make it better for carving those back roads, or if you're, you know, doing pulls on the highway or stuff, you're probably going to want to keep it in sport mode. However, if you're just cruising around town with your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, or you just, you know, you're just on a chill cruise, throw it into Tour and it will ride absolutely fantastic. You also do have 2, or actually 3 other drive modes up top here. You got track mode 1, track mode 2, as well as street mode. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but you get the heads-up display that displays your different modes up top there. And then finally, on to reason number 5 why I think this is one of the best Corvettes ever made, is that it only came available with a manual transmission. And I can understand why Chevy made for the C7s on the Z06s and on the ZR1, why they made an automatic transmission available, so they would sell more units and stuff like that. But I think the TR6060 that is in this CR1 is one of the best, if not the best, manual transmission on the market. I mean, these throws are just gorgeous. They, you know, they're not too long, but they're short. And I'm not sure if this thing has a short throw shifter, but I don't think it does. I believe this thing is totally 100% stock. And just the shifter feel and the notchiness of the TR6060 is just absolutely fantastic. And the clutch is not too heavy. It's just beautiful. Now, one, I guess you could say zonk, but in my opinion, I think it's a plus to the C6 ZR1, is the basic interior. Yes, this interior does not look like what you would find even on a C7 or on a Ferrari or anything like that this thing competes with performance-wise. However, I think this basic interior is something that is, you know, a positive for the Corvette, and it adds to the charisma of the C6 ZR1 because it's so basic. This thing is a performance-oriented vehicle. This thing is not about the interior comfort, even though these seats are actually pretty dang comfortable. I gotta admit, The riding position is a little bit interesting, and I'm not sure if I'm not doing something right, but I feel like the seat is pointed up just a little bit like that. But like I said, I think that just adds to the rawness, the charisma of the C6 ZR1, and I think that makes me like it even more. It's just this basic interior. And I know some of you guys are gonna be like, oh man, it should have had a way better interior. You have a steering wheel out of a coal bar. I don't care. This thing is all about the performance. It's all about that sound. You can hear when I rev it up, you can hear that supercharger wind up. It's such a great vehicle. So transmission, that is reason number 5. It's absolutely fantastic and it feels great when driving it. One thing that I don't know where I'm gonna add it into the video is that this thing does get a lot of looks. Surprisingly, I honestly did not expect this thing to get as many looks as it did, but that's just something that I thought I would add into the video because I was just surprised at how many people were like kind of breaking their necks to take a look at this thing. I mean, I can understand, but from like a non-car enthusiast perspective, I was just a little bit surprised. We've gone over the 5 different reasons of why I think this is the best Corvette ever made, even to this day. Obviously, you know, the C8's gonna drive a little bit better. It's definitely gonna handle better. But if you guys are in this for the raw performance, or you guys are just a driver or a car enthusiast, the C6 Corvette ZR1 is the best Corvette ever made. And the reasons I just stated add to my argument. So if you guys disagree, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm gonna give you guys a minute or 2 of a POV drive, and then that will finish out today's video. All right guys, so I'm gonna try to talk as little as possible and just give you guys some time to enjoy what it's like to be behind the wheel of the C6 ZR1. I got my window cracked, so hopefully that doesn't mess with the wind noise, but what I can tell, it is going to be messing with the wind noise. Like I said, I'm going to try to talk as little as possible, but there are a couple things I wanted to get out of the way now while I am talking. So it's such a raw driving experience. The suspension feels old. It doesn't feel like you're driving a Ferrari. It doesn't feel like you're driving a C7, but it's such an engaging driving experience. Right now I'm just in street mode, but you can just, like right now I have my hand on the shifter and I can just feel the transmission in action. I know that sounds kind of funny, but I can. You can just feel the transmission working. It's really, really cool. Downshift. It's such a raw driving experience. I mean, that's the best way that I can put it. Just listen. You can hear all the interior plastics and stuff, and I love that. It's you don't get this anymore. You know what I mean? Everything's too perfect. Everything is too good. Sometimes that's not what you want. I mean, as a driving or a car enthusiast, you know, I don't really want something that's perfect. I want something that's got, you know, the interior's not perfect. I want something that may kill me. You know what I'm saying? Because that adds to the driving experience, and that's what makes driving fun, is that you have something that's a challenge. And when you have something that's a challenge, it's more fun than something that you just get in and you go, like a Tesla. Like a Tesla's not really that fun, but we'll pull out onto here. We'll do a little first gear rip, and we'll do a little rip. Nothing crazy, but a little something. Second. Such an engaging driving experience. But like I said, I'm going to give you guys a minute or 2 without me talking, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. It's such an engaging and fun driving experience. It feels like it'll kill you. It feels like an older car, but it also feels like a newer car. I don't know how to I don't know the best way to describe that, but just such a pleasant and fun vehicle to drive. You'll be able to feel the power build. We'll start at a low RPM and just get on it. Nice pops between the shifts. Such a beautiful sounding motor. Oh my gosh. If I had the money, this is what I would buy right now. Doing one more little pull. Wow. Whew. Such just beautiful power, man. Really, really great driving car. A lot of fun to drive, great sounding. And keep in mind, guys, this thing is stock, and it's such a fun driving experience because it's not perfect. It really is not perfect, but it's a lot of fun for that reason. So this is, you know, top 3 dream cars of all time is this car. So like I said, if I had the money, I would buy this particular one. It's not perfect because it's, you know, it doesn't have, you know, super low miles. It's got 38,000 miles, but I think that's why if you're a true driver and you enjoy driving, this is the kind of car that you buy, because it's not perfect. It's not a low mile garage queen, even though it is low mile. Listen, pop between that shift. Like I was saying, it's not a low mile garage queen, so you won't feel bad about going out and actually enjoying it. And these are the kinds of cars that I like to buy. It's something that, you know, it's been driven and you can continue to drive it without having to feel bad about depreciating it and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in this C6 ZR1, like I said, I'll have Jesus's information in the description box down below. But if you guys did enjoy the video, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please share it around to anybody that you know who is interested in buying a C6 ZR1, as well as please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to hit that by the end of 2022. So if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. But like I said, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.